Park Act IV. Scene 1. Another part of the park. Enter Lord Bonville and Julietta. Julietta, whither will you walk, my lord? You may engage yourself too far and lose your sport. Lord Bonville, I would go farther for a little sport, you mean. The horse race, they're not coming to the park yet. I might do something else and return time enough to win 500 pieces. Julietta, your lordship had no fortune in the last match. I wish your confidence a happier success. Lord Bonville, we must lose sometimes. Hark the nightingale. Julietta, you win, my lord. I dare engage myself. Lord Bonville, you make the omen fortunate. This bird doth prophesy good luck. Julietta, 'tis the first time I heard it. Lord Bonville, and I the spring. Let's walk a little further. Julietta, I'm not weary, but Lord Bonville, you may trust your person, lady. Julietta, I were too much wicked to suspect your honour, and in this place. Lord Bonville, this place. The place were good enough. If you were bad enough, and as prepared as I, there have been stories that some have struck many deer within the park. Julietta, foul play. If I did think your honour had a thought to venture at unlawful game, I should have brought less confidence. Enter Trier at a distance. Lord Bonville, ha, Trier, what does he follow us? Julietta, to show I dare be bold upon your virtue, taking no notice, I'll waft him back again. My lord walked forward, waves her hand, exits with Lord Bonville. Trier, thus far alone, yet why do I suspect hang jealousy? 'Tis not, it breeds too many worms in our brains, and yet she might have suffered me. Enter Lacy and Mistress Bonavent. Master Lacy and his bride. Mistress Bonavent, I was wont to have one always in my chamber. Lacy, thou shalt have a whole choir of nightingales. Mistress Bonavent, I heard it yesterday warble so prettily. Lacy, they say 'tis lucky when is the first bird that salutes our ear. Mistress Bonavent, do you believe it? Trier, I am of his mind, and love a happy augury. Lacy, observe the first note always. Within, cuckoo. Lacy, is this the nightingale? Mistress Bonavent, why do you look so? Lacy, are not we married? I would not have been a bachelor to have heard it. Mistress Bonavent, to them they say it is fatal. Trier, and to married men cuckoo is no delightful note. I shall be superstitious. Mistress Bonavent, let's walk a little further. Lacy, I wait upon thee. Cuckoo. Lacy, hark still, ha ha ha. Exit Mistress Bonavent and Lacy. Trier, I'm not much in love with the broad and Ditty and her Fairfield. Fairfield, Frank, Trier, I've been seeking thee about the park. Trier, what to do? Fairfield, to be merry for half an hour. I find a scurvy melancholy creep upon me. I'll try what sack will do. I've sent my footman to the Maurice for a bottle. We shall meet him. I'll tell thee the other story of my lady. Trier, I'll wait on you. Fairfield, but that she's my sister. I'd have thee forswear women, but let's walk. Scene 2. The same. Enter Bonavent. Bonavent, this way they march. I hope they will not leap the pale. I do not know the disposition of my capering gentleman, and therefore 'twill not be indiscretion to observe him. Things must be a little better reconciled. The nightingale, this can presage no hurt, but I shall lose my pigeons. They are in view, fair and far off. Exit Bonavent. Scene 3. Another part of the same. Enter Venture and Ryder. Venture, you must be a Pegasus that beats me. Ryder, yet your confidence may deceive you. You will ride against a jockey that is horsemanship. Venture, a jockey, and jackanapes on horseback rather, a monkey or a masty dog would show a giant to him, and I were Alexander, I would lay the world upon my mare. She shall run with the devil for 100 pieces. Make the match who will. Ryder, not I. You shall excuse me, nor but I win his money. Venture, whose? Ryder, the devil's. My gold is burnt this 12 months in my pocket. A little of this amongst would scorch my thighs, and make such tinder of my linings, that my breeches never after would hold money. But let this pass. Where's Lacy and his bride? Venture, they walk to hear the nightingale. Ryder, the nightingale? I have not heard one this year. Venture, listen, and we shall hear one presently. Cuckoo. Venture, the bird speaks to you. Ryder, no, 'tis to you. Venture, now do I suspect I shall lose the race. Ryder, despair for a cuckoo. Venture, a cuckoo will not flatter. His hoard will go before a gentleman's. In the city, 'tis an understanding bird, and seldom fails a cuckoo. I'll hedge in my money presently. Ryder, for shame, be confident. Venture, will you go half? Ryder, I'll go at all, or anything. Venture, hang cuckoos then. Enter Lord Bonville, Julietta, Lacey, and Mistress Bonville. Lord Bonville, how now, gentlemen? Venture, your honour's servants. Ryder, ladies, kiss your hands. Lord Bonville, you're the man. We'll run away with all the gold and on. Venture, your jockey must fly, else Ryder, I'll hold your honour 30 pieces more. Lord Bonville, 'tis done. Julietta, do you ride yourself? Venture, I shall have the reins in my own hand, lady. Mistress Bonville, Master Ryder, saw you not my cousin? Enter Mistress Carol. Cry mercy, she is here. I thought you'd followed us. Lord Bonville, your kinswoman, I shall be honoured to be your servant, lady. Mistress Carol, alas, my lord, you'll lose by it. Lord Bonville, what? Mistress Carol, honoured by being my servant. Here's a brace of gentlemen will tell you as much. Venture, but will say nothing for our credit. Mistress Bonville, you look as you had wept. Mistress Carol, I weep for what? Come towards the lodge and drink a syllabub. Mistress Bonville, a match. Lacey, as we walk, Jack Venture, thou shalt sing the song thou madest of the horses. Venture, you shall pardon me. Ryder, what among friends, my lord, if you'd speak to him, Lord Bonville, I saw him by all means. Prithee, let me entreat it. What's the subject? Lacey, of all the running horses. Venture, horses and mares, put them together. Lord Bonville, let's have it. Come, I hear you can sing rarely. Ryder, an excellent voice. Lacey, a ravishing tone. Venture, 'tis a very ballad, my lord, and a coarse tune. Lord Bonville, the better. Why does any tune become a gentleman so well as a ballad? Hang curiosity and music. Leave those crochets to men that get their living with a song. Come, come, begin. Venture sings. Come, uses all that dwell nigh the fountain made by the winged horse's heel, which first with his rider of each mountain. Let me your galloping raptures fill. I do not sing of fleas or frogs, nor of the well-mouthed hunting dogs, but let me be just. All praises must be given to well-breed Gillian Thrust, young Constable and Kildeer's famous, the cat, the mouse, and Neddy Gray. With nimble Peggy Brigg you cannot shame us, with Spaniard nor with Spinola. Hill-climbing White Rose praise doth not lack, handsome Dunbar and Yellow Jack. But if I be just, all praises must be given to well-breathed Gillian Thrust. Sure-spurred Sloven, true running Robin of young Shaver, I do not say less Strawberry Soam, and let Spider pop in, fine Brackley and brave lurching Bess. Victorious too was Herring shot him, and Spin Arse is not forgotten. But if I be just, all honour must be given to well-breathed Gillian Thrust. Lusty George and gentlemen, hark yet to winning mackerel, fine-mouthed freak, bay Terrell that won the cup at Newmarket, thundering tempest, black dragonique. Precious sweet lips I do not lose, nor Toby with his golden shoes. But if I be just, all honour must be given to well-breathed Gillian Thrust. Lord Bonville, excellent. How think you, lady? Juliet, I like it very well. Mistress Carol, I never thought you were a poet, sir. Venture, no, but I do but dabble. Mistress Carol, you can sing rarely too. How were these parts unobserved and visible? Venture, you may see, lady. Julietta, good sir, your pardon. Venture, do you love singing? La la. Mistress Carol, who would have thought these qualities were in you? Venture, now or never. Mistress Carol, why, I was cozened. Venture, you are not the first I have cozened. Shall I wash your faces with the drops of Helicon? I have fancies in my head, Mistress Carol, like Jupiter. You want a Vulcan, but to cleave your skull out peeps bright Minerva. Julietta, when you return, I'll tell you more, my lord. Venture, give me a subject. Mistress Bonville, prithee cause do. Mistress Carol, let it be how much you dare suffer for me. Venture, enough. Fa la la. Enter page. Page, Master Venture, you are expected. Lord Bonville, are they come? Page, this half hour, my lord. Lord Bonville, I must see the mayor. You will excuse this rudeness. Here stay you, and wait upon these ladies. Exit Lord Bonville. Venture, 'tis come to make me ready. Ladies, I take this leave and prayers. You shall see me next another feet. Exit Venture. Right, I wish her syllabub were nectar, lady. Mistress Bonnet, we thank you, sir, and here it comes already. Enter milkmaid with a bowl. Julietta, so is it good milk? Mistress Bonnet, of a red cow. Mistress Carol, you talk as you incline to a consumption. Is the wine good? Milkmaid, it comes from his excellence head. Mistress Carol, my service to you, lady, and to him your thoughts prefer. Mistress Bonavent, a health. Mistress Carol, no deep one. 'Tis lawful for gentlewomen to wish well to their friends. Julietta, you have obliged me the wishes of all happiness to him your heart hath chosen. Mistress Bonavent, duty now requires I should be willing to receive it. As many joys to you both when you are married. Mistress Carol, married? Julietta, you have not vowed to die a virgin. I know an humble servant of yours, lady. Mistress Carol, mine. Julietta, would be sorry you should be a nun. Mistress Carol, do you think he loves me then? Julietta, I do not think he can dissemble where he does profess. Affection, I know his heart by mine. Fairfield is my brother. Mistress Carol, your brother? Then the danger is not so great, but let us change our argument. With your pardon, come hither, pretty one. How old are you? Page, I am young, lady. I hope you do not take me for a dwarf. Mistress Bonifant, how young, I pray then? Page, 4 summers since my life was questioned, and then a jury of years did pass upon me. Mistress Carol, he is upon the matter, then 15. Page, a game and naughty. Mistress Carol, you can play your cards already, it seems. Come drink of this syllabub. Page, I shall spoil your game, ladies, for if there be sack in it, it may make you flush a 3. Julietta, the boy would seem witty. Page, I hope, ladies, you will pardon me. My lord commanded me to wait upon you, and I can do you no better service than to make you laugh. Enter Fairfield and Trier. Trier, there, here, bless you. Mistress Bonavent, Master Fairfield, you are welcome. Fairfield, I presume so, but howsoever its skill is not, Trier do not come to borrow money. Mistress Carol, and yet all they that do so are no fools. Money or lands make not a man the wiser. I know handsome gentlemen have pawned their clothes. Trier, I'll pawn my skin too with a woman. Mistress Carol, wipe your mouth. Here's to you, sir. Trier, I'll pledge you quicksilver. Where is your lord? Page, he has left Virgo, sir, to go to Libra to see the horsemen waited. Trier, lady, my service. Julietta, brother, you interpose too far. My lord has used me honorably, and I must tell you somebody has made a fault. Mistress Bonifant, Master Fairfield. Fairfield, I kiss your hand. Trier, my lord, and you have walked. Julietta, yes, sir. Fairfield, my sister shall excuse. Here's to thee in thy cream bowl. Milkmaid, I thank your worship. Fairfield, there's more honesty in thy petticoat than 20 satin ones. Mistress Bonifant, do you know that, Fairfield? I know by her pail, and she were otherwise, would turn her milk. Come hither, let me kiss thee. Kisses the milkmaid. Now I'm confirmed that he shall marry thee, and take thee a virgin to my peril. Mistress Bonifant, have you such skill in maiden heads? Fairfield, I'll know by a kiss, better than any doctor by her urine. Be merry with thy cow. Farewell. Come, Frank, that wit and good clothes should infect a woman. Julietta, I'll tell you more hereafter. Pray let's hear who wins. Try your servant, ladies, and exit Fairfield and Trier. Enter jockey and gentleman. First gentleman, what dost think, jockey? Second gentleman, the crack of the field's against you, jockey. Let him crack nuts. First gentleman, what way? Second gentleman, I think he has the heels. Third gentleman, get but the start, jockey. However, if I get within his quarters, let him alone. Third gentleman, Montez, a cheval, confused noise and betting within. After that, a shout. Mistress Carol, they are started. Re-enter Lord Bonneville, Rider, Trier, and Fairfield. Rider, 20 pounds to 15. Lord Bonneville, 'tis done we. Fairfield, 40 pounds to 30. Lord Bonneville, done. I'll take all odds. Trier, my lord, I'll hold as much. Lord Bonneville, not so. Trier, 40 pounds to 20. Lord Bonneville, done. Re-enter Lacy. Lacy, you have lost all, my lord, and it were a million. On Lord Bonneville, in your imagination, who can help it? Lacy, venture had the start, and keeps it. Lord Bonneville, gentlemen, you have a fine time to triumph. 'Tis not your odds that makes you win. Within, venture, exit all but the ladies. Julietta, shall we venture nothing of the horses? What odds against my lord? Mistress Carol, silk stockings. Julietta, to a pair of perfumed gloves. I take it. Mistress Carol, done. Mistress Bonnet, and I as much. Julietta, done with you both. Mistress Carol, I'll have him Spanish sent. Julietta, the stocking shall be scarlet, if you choose. Your sent, I'll choose my color. Mistress Carol, 'tis done, adventure new, but my lay, it would half break his neck now, a shout within, and a cry of a jockey. Julietta, high as the wind in that coast, hark the noise, it's jockey now. Mistress Carol, 'tis but a pair of gloves, a jockey. Julietta, still it holds. Re-enter Lord Bonville. How have you sped, my lord? Lord Bonville, 1-1. I knew by instinct the mare would put some trick upon him. Mistress Bonville, then we have lost. But good, my lord, the circumstance. Lord Bonville, great John at all adventure and grave jockey mounted their several mares. I shall now tell the story out for laughing. Ha ha ha. But this in brief jockey was left behind the pity and the scorn of all. The odds played about my ears like cannon, the less dangerous. I took all still. The acclamations were for Venture, whose disdainful mare threw dirt in my old jockey's face. All hopes forsaking us, 200 pieces desperate, and 2,000 oaths set after them. Upon the sudden, when we expected no such trick, we saw my rider, that was domineering ripe, vowed over his mare into a tender slough, where he was much beholding to one shoulder. For saving of his neck his beast recovered, and he by this time somewhat mortified, besides mortified, half left the triumph to his Olympic adversary, who shall ride hither in full pomp on his Cephalus, with his victorious bagpipe. Mistress Carol, I would fain see how Venture looks. Lord Bonville, here's he. Ha ha. Venture, I told you as much before. You would not believe me, the cuckoo. Mistress Carol, why, how now, sir? Venture, and I broke my neck in a clean way. 'Twill never have grieved me, lady, I'm yours. Thus Caesar fell. Lord Bonville, not in a slow, dear Jack. Venture, you shall hear further from me. Rider, come to Knightsbridge. Venture, that cuckoo was a witch. I'll take my death on it. Lord Bonville, here comes the conqueror. Enter a bagpiper and jockey in triumph, followed by Bonavent, Trier, and Fairfield. Lo, from the conquest of Jerusalem returns Vespasian. Ha ha! Mercy, jockey, I told you, if I came within his quarters, a jockey. I exit all but Lacey, his bride, Mistress Carol. We enter Bonavent, bagpiper, Bonavent. This shall be but your earnest. Gives the money, follow me at pretty distance, and when I say draw, play me a galliard. By your favour, sir, shall I speak a cold word with you? Lacy, with all my heart. Bonavent, you do owe me a dance, if you remember, and I will have it now, no dispute. Draw. Bagpiper plays. Lacy draws his sword. That will not serve your turn. Come, shake your heels. Your tune. I will not change my toll. For a case of rapiers, keep off at your perils, I have sworn. Mistress Bonavent, for heaven's sake. Some depart him. Lacy, dost hear? Bonavent, and you may hear the bagpipe is not done. Will you to this gear, or do you mean to try? Draws his sword. How this will scour you. Come, I will have it. Lacy, hold, I will. He dances. Meantime, enter Lord Bonville and try Bonavent. So now we are on equal terms. If you like it or not, I'll use my other instrument. Lacy, thou art a brave fellow. Come your ways, Lord Bonville. Hold, you shall not fight. I'll understand your quarrel. Lacy, good my lord, let's have one pass. Mistress Bonavent, your weapons shall run through me, and I must tell you, sir, you have been injurious. Bonavent, good lady, why? In doing myself right. Mistress Bonavent, in wronging me. Bonavent, I am not sensible of that. Mistress Bonavent, could any shame be fastened upon wherein I have no share? Bonavent, I was provoked by him, if you remember, and was not born so unequal to him, I should suffer his poor affront. Mistress Bonavent, this was a day of peace, the day wherein the holy priests have tied our hearts together. Hymen's tapers yet are burning, and it cannot be a sin, less than a sacrilege, to extinguish them, with blood and contempt of heaven's proceeding. Thus to conspire our separation, no Christian would profane the marriage day, and when all other which us joys could you intrude yourself to poison all our mirth, blast in the very budding all our happiness, our hopes had laid up for us. Bonavent, I was a stranger. Mistress Bonavent, that makes you more uncivil. We were merry, which could not offend you. Bonavent, I had no thought to violate your mirth. Mistress Bonavent, what came you for? With whom had you acquaintance? What favour gave you access at so unfit a time to interrupt our calm and free delights? Cannot plead any abuse where you were never known, that should incite you to revenge it there. I take it you were never his rival. Bonavent, 'tis confess. Mistress Bonfim, what malice then prevailed above your reason to pursue us with this injustice? Bonfim, lady, give me leave. I were a villain to be guilty of the baseness you accuse me. Your servant shall quit me from intrusion, and my soul is my best witness that I brought no malice but unstained thoughts in your roof. But when I was made the common laughter, I had been less than a man to think of no return, and had ye been the only of my blood, I would not be so much the shame of soldier to have been tamed and suffered, and you are too hasty in your judgment. I could say more, but 'tis dishonor to expostulate these causes with a woman I had reason to call to account. You know not all my provocation. Things are not with me as with another man. Mistress Bonavent, how is that? The matter may spread too far. Some former quarrel. 'Twas my best to reconcile him, sir, and may be ignorant if anything have passed before this morning. I pray pardon me, but as you are gentlemen, let me prevail. Your differences may here conclude. Alas, I am part of him now, and between a widow and his wife, if I be thus divorced. Bonavent, I'll be his servant. Mistress Bonavent, sir, you show a noble disposition, good my lord, to compose their differences. Prithee meet his friendship. Bonavent, I have satisfaction, desires love. Lacy, thou hast done, but like a gentleman in thy hand. I'll love thee while I live. Lord Bonville, why so? All friends. Bonavent, I meet it with a heart for disturbing your mirth today. Lacy, no disturbance. Bonavent, then give me but the favor to show I wish no sorrow to the bride. I have a small oblation which she must accept, or shall doubt we are not friends. 'Tis all I have to offer at your wedding. Gives Mistress Bonavent a paper. Mistress Bonavent, ha! Bonavent, here is my hand to justify it at a fit time. Peruse it. My lord, I shall be studious how to deserve your favor. Lord Bonville, I am yours. Lacy, my lord, let me attain you'll honor me tonight. Mistress Bonavent, I was taken by a Turkish pirate and detained many years a prisoner in an island, where I died as captive, had not a worthy merchant thence redeemed and furnished me blessed delivery. And her servant delivers a letter to Mistress Carroll. Mistress Carroll to me from Venture. He's very mindful. Reads, good, I shall make use of this. Mistress Bonavent, to then conceal me. Mistress Carroll, excellent stuff, but I must have another name subscribed. Lord Bonville, you walk, ladies. This money to the park keepers. Mistress Carroll, your servants wait upon you. Keepers, we humbly thank you, your honor. Second keeper, a brave Spark. First keeper, Spark, he's the very bonfire of nobility.